Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Can I Become Competitive? Sponsored by MiniClip and Ultimate Golf. Today I'm going to do the Sinful 6 tournament. It's an interesting tournament. You get to play with your current clubs from the front tee. If you'd like to join and play along, you can find the link in the description to download. We'll also probably play a few other things. So there's only only 6 people in this. The top 3 move forward. Looks like I need a minus 20 with a tiebreaker over 14,000 in order to make it. Since it's just a qualifying and there's not any big prizes until you make it through the finals, I'll try to keep it to just basic balls. Let's go ahead and start the music too. Let me know if the volumes are off. I'm trying new software. The volumes might be a little loud. Alright, so there's the first hole. It's a par 4. Looks like we got a slight tailwind, but mostly cross. Should be able to get fairly close, but if you look, see how the guy disappears? So I have the high flight, sort of like a katana, so I can get a good curl out of that inside spin. So what I'm going to try to do here is run it up real close, get a wedge or sand or rough iron. So I've been using about 3 to 1. So in 9.6, I'm going to go 3.2 rings. I've been told this middle ring is about 2.2. So I'm just going to do right there. Now I'm a little worried since we pulled into that. So I'm just going to scoot over a little more and we're going to curl it. We don't have a lot of curl with this. So auto release on the first hole. But luckily, we can restart it. So if I click restart round, you notice I have 25 restart. So we're going to use one. If you don't get the eagle on the first hole, it's pretty good to go ahead and burn a restart. You have plenty of them. There's no reason not to. Now, if you look now, we've got a better wind. So I've also been told that you can restart to try to get a better wind. So we're going to be about 2.5, 2.7. All right, that time we get a good release. So if I use a little less top, I probably could have kept that for the wedge. We'll see how we do with the Orca. If we drop it, we'll move on. If not, we'll restart. Being this close, I'm going to do a no adjust. It's going to curl a little bit close to the hole. So I'm just going to offset on the right side of the pin. So we hit great, and we roll along the left side. So we need a little more offset. So we're going to restart again. These balls, that I'm currently using, they don't really cost anything. They're rewards for the Royale. So if I burn through a few of them, it doesn't really hurt. So last time we went a little long, but we got a better win this time. But I'm still going to use less top. And again, we're pretty close to the same as last time. So we're going to use 2.5. So this time we hold in for wedge. We got a fairly straightish wind. We're coming at it from a different angle, so we don't have to worry about the curl as much. And we're so close, and this club's so accurate, we're going to do a no adjust. And there's our drop. So now we're going to move on to hole 2. So they say a lot of these will be drivable or really close, short wedges. Of course, the par 3s are always drivable. With this club, the Bigfoot, and this club, the short iron. Let's take a look at the screen. You notice how it slopes up. That means we're going to get a little bit of backspin out of this club. So we want to lessen it. And I'm actually going to swap to a little bit higher power club so I can get a little closer. Now let's try to line this up. What I'm trying to do is get to where I can see the ball guide in the middle of the screen. And I know how much I need to spin it to straighten the guide out. So on this one, I've been playing 0.8 to 1. So I do 9 times 8, which is, I just blanked, 72. And so 7.2 is about what I do. So there's 6.2 and 7.3. Well, it's a little short. As you can see, I under adjusted a little and it only spun back a little bit because I didn't have the max. But if I had put max on there, it would have spun back a lot more. Alright, so the next one's a par 5, a fairly long one. And as you can see, there's lots of slopes and turns on this fairway, so we have to be careful of that. Got a slight headwind, so I'm going to keep this ball in which is similar to a Titan, for those of you that play Golf Clash. Going to put a little bit of left spin to kind of hold, and I'll also put a little bit of left curl. Alright, so we got Bigfoot, and we got the Spectre. Since this is a tailwind, don't really want to play the Bigfoot, because as you see, when I go to start to adjust, I'm going to pull into that min. So I'm going to line up this. I'm still getting better at trying to get these in the right position. There we go, lined up pretty straight there. Now since we have a little bit of a tail, but we don't reach, I'm going to put just a little bit of back on there. Let's go 2. And then 8.3, so 8 times 0.8 is 6.4, and then we're just going to add a little 0.1 for to cover the 0.3, so I'm going to do 6.6. So there's 4. And that's about 6.6. It's less than that, a little bit. So still quite a bit under adjusted. But so far we're putting up decent tiebreaker. The tiebreakers are important in these because if you get the same score as somebody else. Alright, so we're not reaching the green. So I'm going to switch back to that high flight. As you can see, I have 212. So I'm not really hurting for them. We've got a headwind. So I'm going to set up and try to estimate about right there. And then go 2.8. Alright, so we rolled into the rough. But we've got our ninja. He's got a pretty good ball guide. So let's take a look at how far away we are. So there's the maximum. As you can see, because of the way the green goes, you can't really go to max because you can't go off the screen. So let's see where we want to set up and what percent of the club there. So we're wanting to set up about right there, which is going to be about 60%. Not a real stable landing spot, but we're just going for close with the chance of a drop. This is a super accurate club, so the rings to adjust are pretty close to 2 to 1. So I'm going to do 16, or just less than 16. Of course, great hit doesn't help. Looks like I've got a little bit of lag here. Let's see if I can fix that. Hey Jared, thanks for popping by. A little tip for putting is not to pay attention to the guide, but the green light. So the green light means it's going to drop if you hit within the range of the green light. Alright, so this one looks like we might be able to drive it. So let's switch to a longer ball. It'd be nice if we had a tailwind. So at 3 to 1, it's going to be about 3.2. I'm going to put a little curl because it's slope. Thanks for the good luck, Radu. And we just roll rough. Again, we're so close here. I'm not going to do it and adjust. I'm just going to make sure, since this isn't full guide, that I don't come in too hot. And pull this back a little bit. And go left side of the pin. Try to hit perfect. And of course I get an auto release again. Let me fix something in the stream real quick. All right. Let's butt this. So here's an example. See how that guide is on the right side of the cup, but it's still lit up green? That means it'll drop. Here, watch. So pay attention to it being green. That's what's important. Hey Vivek, thanks for the good luck. I shouldn't have to do too hard. Just needed a -20. Oh, it looks like a -23 for first now. So I need to do better. I want the first on this for the Ultimate Cup, because I still need 2 more wins and I need a good tiebreaker. And since this is an 18 hole, that's good tiebreaker points. So again, 3 to 1. Gonna be about 3.2. Hey Bianca Canary, how are you doing today? Thanks for the good luck. Have you played this tournament yet? So we got a nice headwind. We're near max. I've been using 0.7 to 1 on this. So that's going to be close to 7. Since it's not exactly 10, we'll lower it down to about 6.5. So first things first, try to make sure I'm actually pointing at the cup. Alright, so I've got the guide coming up, but if you see the second bounce, it's actually on the left side of the pin. So I'm going to add a little bit of right curl. That was a little too much. Right there. So now the guide's all straight at the cup. This is headwind. When I use the big foot and headwind, I go about 1.3 cups. Make sure I didn't mess up my adjustment. Although you can kind of see that it's hitting the pin. So let's do our 6.4. Try to line up our needle to straight wind. So I'm going to need a little bit of overpower. And we get that nice double eagle. My first albatross. Be on Canary. I will ask everybody in the group, and I'll let you know. Thanks for the booms. I've been wanting to get one of those so bad. I've been so close, and I just hadn't got it. Now, instead of the overpower there, I could have let off a little of the backspin. That would have helped as well. Alright, so let's look at what we got here. So we're at about 80% club. It's a tailwind. So 5.6 is what I'm going to adjust. So now I'm going to go and try to find my spot. So some of it's practice, and some of it is using the guide for Ultimate Golf to kind of get a feel, and then adjusting from there. So some of the clubs that I don't know yet, I still kind of use that. As I get a new club and start to play it. It really helps when you don't know. It's nice to have a base. But like in Golf Clash, when people didn't know to start with, you kind of aim at the edge, split between the rough and stuff for your drivers or other clubs. You know, a known aim spot, and you adjust what you think it is, and you hit, and you see if it lands about there, and if it doesn't, then you adjust what you did. Nice, Vivek, a minus 29. The putting just takes getting used to. Do you let go from left to right or right to left when you putt? So as long as I don't drop this, which I probably won't, but I'll show you my trick for putting, and it helps me. So Vivek, I'm trying to only use high flights and Mojaves. So pretty close, a little over adjusted. Always right to left. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do on this one. So I pull back, and you see my guide there. I don't want it going too far through the cup. And I move until I'm just in the green from the right side. So that way, if I accidentally let go past the middle, like I did there, it still goes in because I have more room on the perfect for the drop. And I've nailed, I think, 80-footer, almost 90-footer. So that's what I do to putt. I pay attention to where it lights up. I move all the way to the right side of it, and then just a little bit into it. And then when I let go, I have a little bit of room for error to the left and slight room for error to the right. So So if you keep that in mind, you shouldn't have too much trouble. Alright, this looks like drivable. It's going to be close anyway. This green feeds to the left, if I remember, for the fairway. So I'm going to put a little bit of right spin on it, and I'll put a little bit of right curl to hold. So again, using about 3 to 1. We're looking at about 2.7, 2.8. Then I'm going to push back up. We get the great ultimate shot, which is good. And look at that. Nice. 9 feet from the pin. And we're putting for the eagle. Can't ask for a much better drive there. And huge. Again, tiebreaker point. So we got a headwind here. Can't drive it. So switching to the ball I have plenty of. It's pretty straight, so I'm not going to worry about adjusting. And I'm not going to worry about overpower. I'm just going to hit it. Looks like it's got a little curl. So let's favor it a little bit. Or a little left. So hopefully this will put us up mid to min specter. I prefer to be at max, but just in case it's a headwind on the second shot. I do not have it off the top of my head. I can ask him to come post it in the chat. So I'm asking right now. Alright, so we ended up in wedge. Pretty close to max. Maybe about 95%, 90%. Luckily it's a cross. I need to work on getting the numbers right on this club. As of right now, they're not too good for me. I tend to over adjust. I was doing 2 to 1. So I'm going to do 16 here. Let's see how that comes in. So that was a little under adjusted. 2 to 1 would have been 18. So it just needs in between there. An 898 and an 893. Oh, those are tough. I've had a few of those. Alright, so we got a par 4, but it's a headwind. I could use a special ball. Hi-Oh with the Spectre. Yeah, those are always fun. Did you backspin it in? Or did you, I don't want to use a special in this. I've already got enough drops. So let's just try to get close. Alright, let's see where we're at. So there's our max. This is looking pretty close to about 25%, maybe 40. So there's our range. Pull this back, put our backspin on it. 30% maybe. I'm going to do one ring. It's a little bit of a tailwind, so I don't want to sit up too close. It looks pretty flat, no curl or curve. So let's just do one ring and see how that comes in. So I thought the Zeus was great, and that was a little over adjusted. I was talking to the big guys in the game at Duff, and if you want to check out Duff's channel, the link is in the description. And they were saying to use the Atlas until you get your hide up high enough. They said the Atlas is a better club, and I need to switch. So let's compare the Atlas while we're talking about it. So yeah, they said the Atlas is like a weaker hide until you max it. So here's my Atlas. Now mine's only a level 2. So if you can see, it's not as good in this situation yet. But I can see after a couple upgrades, it probably will. I was using the Hypnotics for a while. So for now, I'll stay with the Zeus. Alright, let's see where we're at. So there's the max. So I'm going to swap ball. I don't need the full power there. So this will put us a little closer to max. We have a headwind. We just need to make sure we have enough room to adjust, which we will. So I'm going to do 6 in this wind. And I'm going to try to play a backspin shot. So if you notice, I saw it here just a second ago. The guide kind of came back. So that means there's an upslope right there. You see how it's coming and curling around back to the cup? So what I'm gonna do is try to straighten out that curl so that it comes back more a little straight. That way, in case I go over, I'll spin back towards it. Alright, let's go 5.9 rings. Hey Duff, how you doing it? Thanks for the good luck and suggestion to kill it. I'm trying to only use high flights in my hobbies for this qualifying. So there's 4. And 5.9. We got our ultimate shot. Hopefully this doesn't backspin more than I planned for. Yeah. You can see that little dot there to the left is where I landed. So based off of the wind angle and how I adjusted, I needed a lot more. Well, I figured that I did have a guy pop up a -23, but I figured I could catch him. He did an 11 and a 12. I got a 14 on the front. So I don't want to waste a lot of really good balls. This is a par 5, but it's a fairly short here. So I'm not going to use a Mojave, because it doesn't look like there's any need to. Looks like I'll be in Spectre range just from a regular drive. This is a fairly flat fairway. Duff, you can feel free to post your link to your channel in the chat. It's also in the video description. But if you want to post it in the channel, I'll pin it. Alright. So like I said, we got right at max wedge. I know this one's going to roll a little bit, so I'm going to pull back a little more. Alright. Thanks for posting that, Duff. There we go, pinned you at the top. So 2 to 1 was 16.8, but I'm not going to do that. So let's go 15. Hey William, thanks for the good luck. How are you enjoying the game so far? There's 12. 15. So we were set up a little too far back. It did backspin on me. You're welcome, Duff. You've given us more than enough help. A lot of information on this guy's channel. So we're not getting lucky with a whole bunch of headwinds, or tailwinds, unfortunately. There you go. Thanks for subscribing to Duff. So I'm looking at about 83. And it's a headwind. And stronger headwinds. I've been putting the guide in the cup on this. Hopefully it still works. We're going to do 12.5. 8. 12. 25. Maybe a little more of it. Oh, great, doesn't help. He would have been short anyway. But more good tiebreaker. So we need -4 more, and we should overtake first place. Now this one slopes to the right, so you want to be careful. We'll get within a rough if we slope off of it, but we'll be okay. Oh. I'm going to put a little bit of counter curl, just in hopes of trying to hold it. Thanks, Vivek. I'm getting better, but, you know, crosswinds with my wedge, I'm just not there yet. And unfortunately, I keep getting headwinds, or big crosswinds, so I'm not getting to drive these. Now, if this was the final, I'd be breaking out the good balls. Alright, so it's a headwind again. We're looking at about 70% club. I'm going to do 10.2. You can see the slope of the green. It's turning to the right. No, my bracket's already full. With only 6 people. It's not that bad. Oh, that's a fake out and a half. I haven't started working on slices and stuff yet. I'm pretty sure that they're there. I just don't know them yet. The accuracy is pretty bad on the driver, but most of the fairways are pretty wide. Well, at least on that one, we were adjusted pretty much accurately. We just needed a little more. Again, another headwind. Yeah, Vivic, I have a lot of those. I didn't save that one, but I saved a couple. I thought about starting to post, like, fake out of the day, where I have those shots where it's going center, and it just stops dead like someone smacked it away from the cup. Uh-oh. Gonna have to switch clubs. I made a mistake. Okay, so Duff says the inverse slices are available. But unlike Golf Clash, you don't get a big benefit out of it. Alright, so I'm going to switch to the Gearhead. Gearhead has lots of top, and it's a longer club. So we don't want to give up a shot here. So the nice thing about the Gearhead is that it is long and has lots of top. As you can see, compared to the club I had a minute ago, I'm almost reaching the green. Don't think I need max top here. Or maybe I can pull back a little bit and use a little more top so I have room to adjust. Nine or 10 rings for a regular slice. Interesting. I haven't started practicing those types of things yet. I've just been trying to focus on actually adjusting it properly. I just died. Alright, let's see if we can salvage. This should be a no adjust, because we're so short. There we go. No adjust. It went exactly where we were pointing. That pulls us within 1. Thanks for the boom. Thanks for the nice chip, Duff. Those are the easy ones. Alright. So there's max. Say about 80%. Now let's zoom down here and find our lineup spot. So it's looking pretty good to me. So 7.9, it's going to be about 5.6. So there's 4. There's 5.5 and 0.6. We get our ultimate shot. This is the one you got your high-o on. I was right on the edge of the cup. I was set up a little too close. Thought it was going to drop on that third bounce. Maybe about 0.1 less if I'd left it at 5.5. So our back nine's not going great. No extras. But we did get 3 extras on the front. You know, wind on these is luck of the draw. Here's another one. If I had a tailwind, you're driving this. I'm going to try to blast it. And get really close. Yeah, but with the tailwind, you're getting there. You could also probably with a special. But we've already got first. Why would we waste a special? So it goes from the right to the left. So we're set up pretty close. I'm going to stretch it out, see if we're in no adjust territory. Going to have to do the reverse. Alright, so there's our max club. And let's find our spot. And without changing my zoom, as you can see, it's a little more than 25%. So I'll say 27. I'm going to set that up a little more proper. That seems like a lot. I'm going to give it a little bit, but not much. And there we go. $2,100 tiebreaker points. That's pretty nice. I won't get 2,100, but I didn't have as good a score as you. Thanks for the ban. So it looks like 25% club with the Zeus is pretty much a no adjust. Again, another headwind. I don't think this one's reachable, even if you had a good tailwind. But we're going to try to curl around it here. Yeah. Hey, Ofer. I've been getting headwinds on all of them. I had that one. I could drive one out of 18 I drove. So for me, it's been an exercise in the Zeus. And so far, the course is winning. Alright, so there's our max on the Zeus. Now, Duff, you can answer this question for me and everybody else. When you're determining percent of club, is it to the landing spot or is it to the pin? So normally the way I play, you know, let's say that's my landing spot, then that is 83% club to that landing spot. Landing spot. That's what I assumed. But since you were here to answer it. Now, last time I had this wind angle, I put it just into the cup and we stopped dead short. So I'm going to put half of that second bounce in there. So it's 7.9. We're looking at 12.3. Should be able to post my adjustment spot. So 4. Okay, so in this case, you under adjust based on measuring the landing spot. Figuring out what percent of max is based on the landing spot, and then you place the target after adjusting for wind. So that's adjusting for wind. And if I remember, we were about right there. So this, at the pin, we're looking at about 87%. Another tease that went right over the lip. So that was over adjusted. 0.2 less, that drops. Those were some tough ones. So I still have some work to do with the Zeus. But we're in first. We have a 3-stroke lead. So unless any of these guys decide to replay, then we're sitting pretty. Yeah, over. I get a few of those right now still. It wouldn't be as big of a deal. So like if the final comes, let's look at our rewards to see if it's worth it for the final first. So there are 15 trophy balls and 62 of the balls we were using today. So on the final, I will probably use mostly trophy balls. Right, Duff. Save the -30 for the finals. So I would probably use the 15 trophy balls on the final because I'm going to get those back. And this is a quarterfinal. So what is it, 3 rounds? Or is this 2 rounds? Where does it say Duff? If it's 1, 2, or 3? We already know it's multiple. 70 Tour Pro balls. That's a really good payout. Thanks, Duff. This first will help me because I need for the Ultimate Cup. I'm still fighting with these guys. So any extra points will help me keep people from below me, passing me. I'm pretty good here. Savvy C needs about 20,000 tiebreaker points. So that upper level pays out well, but it's also stiffer competition. I don't believe I have the stuff to compete there yet, but hopefully one day. So let's go ahead. Let's look at the rewards here. Just a diamond bag. Just a diamond bag. It's too bad you can't enter these and see where the standings are. Alright, Duff, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your help. Everyone, again, the pinned message is Duff is linked. Subbing, helping get to 1,000. We appreciate all this hard work and helping us. Not doing too bad being Canary. Let's go ahead and take our big shot. I gotta try to get within the white ring for a reward. You know, for the challenge. I never know what this club is going to do. It's so hard. I think this green slopes down, so I'm going to play it back. And this is short iron. I have no clue what the adjustment is. No backspin. I think that'll go long, Vivek, but let's see. Oh, I didn't even look at the club stats. Vivek's right. It just got there. It was going in line had I put on top spin. But that's good enough to get the challenge out of the way. Yeah, two top. It's really hard to judge those because I've had some that looked like they were going to roll forever. Board. Let's see what kind of ball this is. Let's go check out the Iborg. So 8 power, nice wind reduction, nice swing reduction. So pretty good ball. Let's play a head-to-head. The challenges are similar, but not the exact same. They seem a little easier to get, with the exception of the paid ball challenge. You know, I close most of them out daily, within 10 minutes, 15 minutes. For example, this one, I could have changed out. And it's use the spider ball. It's not a very hard challenge. So I'm going to do it now. Creepy ball. You have your red Bachetta at drive level 4. I'm still at 2, so I'm not there yet. So we're at about mid club. You see, our opponent has Hive at level 6. Did our opponent just drop that? There's 4. 5.3. Hey Sadiq, thanks for the good luck. Just short.
Sure thing.
Oh, I guess our opponent didn't drop it. So see, we completed the challenge. That was a super easy challenge. We'll also close a pin bag with this So we'll get some cards there. I believe this shootout is a Bigfoot. It's a Bigfoot normally, but not here. And I have the El Capitan in. No bueno for me. I'm not as good at adjusting this. So I'm going over. I just don't know how much. Had I had the root in there, like I normally play tour with, I could have dropped that right at the pin. Dunk it. I should have. Dunks are possible, but they're a lot harder. Let's see what our other challenges are real quick. Let's collect this bag. And we got a Pro D1, 25 cash, and some coins. So the Hero Spider Ball is a special, so I won't be doing that. The Play 3 head-to-head, we'll go ahead and close that out now. But first, let's put my root back in there. And Vivek's correct. A little extra since I had the backspin. I'm still getting used to the backspin on the Zeus, because other clubs with only 2 backspin, they don't stop. But the Zeus does with only 2 backspin. It's amazing that it can stop with 2. Oh, wrong thing. So we're going to swap our ball here, put some side spin on, adjust 2 rings for the 3 to 1. Great shot with that is going to put me in the rough, and I don't have my ninja in, so that's not good. I have no idea the adjustment on this. So I'm going to do 2 rings. Or 2.2 rings. Pull it over to center here. I'm not going to overpower too much. It's true, Vivek. I have no other club that'll stop with such little backspin. Alright, so now that we have the root in there, and we have our Bigfoot, because sometimes they like to place these tees right at the edge, and you don't have any room. So you need the backspin to hold it on those. Now this tee is in the middle. You can play it in the front, you know, it's not as big of an issue. But look at the slope of this green. See how my ball guide is actually coming back? So let's pull off some of that. We're at the Spectre. 4.2. We're going to go 4.5. Let's go 3 rings. See, our opponent had full backspin. You notice he spun back off. And we didn't spin back off because we noticed it in our guide and we reduced the backspin until it stopped. Yeah, once I get my Atlas up a better, I'll probably switch to the Atlas. But for now, I'll stick with the Zeus. Because my Atlas right now at level 2 is just not as good. So this is a dangerous hole. It slopes and it's skinny at your landing spot. Luckily our wind is to the right, which is the opposite of the slope. Now if you get over this hump, if I'd overpowered it, you get a nice roll down. And you can get some really good distance. Alright, so we're going downhill with the tailwind. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more there. 6.2, so 6.7 is 42, so 4.2. Just slight underpowered. Straight shot should be fine. To the right, to the left it wouldn't be. And we hold in for a nice short putt. If I wouldn't have underpowered that, we've been a little closer maybe. All for lesser backspin. Alright, so we're about mid-club. So 5 rings. It's a headwind, so I'm going to set up a little closer. Spin it around to straighten the wind. There's 4. Our opponent is pretty short in the rough. 5. So I'm taking a little too much time to set these up for head-to-head, but I'm still getting them in. So that completed that. So let's go collect that. And that gave us another reward in here. So we get 500 cash, 3 spider balls. Not too much there. Thanks, Vivek. So we'll play one more head-to-head. I'll play a Royale, and then I'll sign off for the night. probably sign on maybe tomorrow and play some. So our opponent's playing with the trophy ball. I don't use the trophy balls in Tour. I feel like it's a waste because a few coins isn't really worth. But, you know, that's to each their own. Let's see where we at, the club. So we're at max, or min. So I'm going to go ahead and switch. Use this with 2 back. And adjust 4.6 rings. Yeah, I agree, Vivek. There's no point in wasting the really good balls in Tour play. You get more than enough coins from the tournaments. I play the Tour for the challenges to try to keep my bags full so I can get plenty of cards. And every now and then I will speed open bags because, as you saw when I closed the pin, I get 25 cash. It only costs 8 to open a bag. So, you know, 8 times 6. And then it works out to just a little bit of cash to open up a ton of bags. Now let's see. There's max. So I'm going to set up at max. Or just under maxed. This is a sloped forward green. So our ball is going to stop. So I'm going to set up a little closer. And 6.9. I'm going to do 4.3. So there's 4.3. You can see our opponent messed up. He's way back in the rough. Probably spun off. It was a little long, but I would have underpowered it if I was actually needing to worry about it. We still have 5 minutes. Time for another head-to-head. That's a nice thing about this. You can just crank through these. You know, that took a minute and a half to play one. And that's with the shootout. Do you have Bigfoot at 7, Vivek? You have it at 7? It's interesting. I've been working off of 0.7, and I've been pretty good with it. So about 95. And then this, I've been working off of 0.8. It's just a matter of knowing where to set up. And that could be where you're getting more rings than I am. Maybe you're setting up a little closer and playing that. I knew I over-adjusted that. I adjusted 5.3 instead of 5.1. I'm still having trouble with looking at the greens and knowing if it's going to stop short or roll forward. But I'm getting there on that. So there's max. I have 6.5. So I'm going to say 4.3. I'm going to adjust it at max. This is going to spin back. Our opponent is pretty close. Ah. Come on. I hate it when I miss grabbing it. So I had to adjust on the fly there. Just loose by 0.27. Okay, now we can enter the Royale. If anybody else, Vivek, if you want to enter the Royale, you can play against us. Maybe we'll get the same bracket. Check my clubs real quick because I got the wrong rough iron in there. There we go. I'm playing with the yellow jacket. I don't want the gear head in there. It's not good enough. Where did you end up, Vivek, on the Ultimate Cup that Jared destroyed? Alright, here we go. And this will be our last thing. And then I'll sign out. So I will quick fire the non-short irons, wedge irons. I'm not as good with the Royales that are wedges and short irons. But I do better at the rough and sand. The Royales are fun. It's just something that's different. It adds another layer to the game. You know, if you're getting bored of playing head-to-head or fed up with tournaments, you can just play this part. I didn't get the last one out. So I need to pick it up, do a little bit better in this next round. I only got 9 shots off because I'm a little slow with that rough iron. Or not the rough iron, the wedge. So this time only the top 13 advance. Okay, so I need a little less power on that. That one's good at full power. So we'll do half power on this time. See how far we roll. Perfect. So that shot is half power. Well, I forgot to reduce my power on that. So we got off only 9 shots again. If it's just rough and wedge, I can get off about 12. I'm still not super fast at setting my spin. Close. Drop would have been a great way to start. Okay, I can go full power on that one. little less power on that. Almost got it. Another pin hitter. Well, we're not going to win. Looks like there were a few hole outs. Oh, we did win. Got it on the last shot. Alright, everyone. We're going to end on that high note. As you can see from running the Royale, we get a gold bag. So Cyclone, Apollo, the 2 high flight balls, 2 spider balls, and 6 cruiser balls. So it's a great way to build up your balls as well. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Making it look too easy. It's not too easy. I do okay, but I don't do as well as Radu. We sniped that one. So getting off that extra shot is actually what gave it to us, because we were behind the entire time. And for those of you that were in here earlier, there's Duff in 3rd for the VIP overall Wall of Fame. Alright, everyone. Again, if you'd like to join us and play, you can find the link in the description. Have a good night. Good luck out there. No, Biancaneri. I won't be playing the Mini.